Greetings, this is Edward Ojambo. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to undo changes in Git. It's also a beginner-friendly guide to Git checkout, Git reset, and Git revert. Topic or the actual live stream, and then you can log in and post your requests. Also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. Sorry about that. Also, I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed so far. Thank all of you. It keeps me motivated to keep on making content just like this one, just for you. Okay, so let's continue here. So Git is an essential tool for version control, enabling developers to track changes, collaborate effectively, and manage code repositories. However, sometimes you may want to undo changes, whether it's to revert a mistaken commit or just roll back to an earlier state of your project. This post will guide you through the 3 important Git commands, which are git checkout, git reset, and git revert. Since Git is also open source, it's freely available and widely used by developers around the world. Understanding this command is crucial for managing your code base effectively and avoiding unnecessary headaches. Let's dive into these 3 commands and how to use them. Okay, so the first one is git checkout. This one will discard changes to your working directory. What it does is basically it typically switches between branches, but it can also be used to discard changes in your working directory. This command allows you to revert changes to their last committed state. Now, I'll show you how to use it because I'm going to do it live. As you can see, I have the terminal open here, and we have the I have a folder here just to show you what happens. So it's completely empty. There's absolutely nothing. So we're going to start from scratch. So to show you how this works, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to create a project. So git initiate and then my project. So you can follow along, or if you have an existing project, you can also continue with that. So you see I've created this project, my project, so I'll go inside it just to show you. So I'll cd into it, cd my project. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to create a very simple readme.md file. MD stands for markdown, just so that we have a file to work with. So you see here, it's a very simple file. Inside it, it just says instructions go here. I just use the echo command to create the file. So now that I do have a file, I am also going to create another file. I'm going to create the license file. This is just the, I'm going to use the unlicensed, which I did a review of in my last video about licenses. So now, let's clear this up a little bit. So now we have 2 files, license.md and readme.md. You can use any files you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type git space add space the readme.md file. So I've added that one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a git. I'm going to do a git commit. So with that, actually, I'm going to I might as well add all the files. So just make sure I'll add all the files. So you can also type git add and then space just the period or the full stop for my British fans. And what that will do is it will add all the files which haven't been added yet. So now with that we can just commit. So just git commit git space commit space -m for message and space, and then in double quotes I'll just type first commit. Okay, so you see here it says 2 files changed, 8 insertions, and the readme.md and the license.md. Okay, so the reason I did this was so that I just want to show you that we do have at least some commits. So next I'm going to create another file, and this is going to be I'm going to call it filename.html because I'm not lazy. What's wrong with the mouse today? Oops. Okay, that did not work. Let's try that again. Okay, so we have a file name .html file. Now if I type git status, what is going on here? Yes, git status. Okay, you see it says I have one track file. That's not so important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that file as well and type git status. So you see there's one file that has it's ready to be committed. So what I'll do is I'll just commit that file. Okay, so I've committed the file. So right now I have 3 committed files. The reason I did it this way is so that I have some history. I want to have at least 2 commits. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to make some changes to the README file. If you remember, the README file just has the instructions. So what I'm going to do is I am going to okay, let's make some changes. What is going on here? Okay, we're going to make some changes to the README file. Remember, it only has 1 line. So I've made some changes. I've just added, and sometimes the copyright is included, and I use the 2 greater than signs, so that makes it that's just an addition. Now to prove to you, I'll just cut the README content, and you can see instructions go here on the first line, and then the second line says, and sometimes the copyright is included. Okay, now what I'm going to do is let me actually show you also the I'll show you the git log just to prove it to you that we do have at least 2 commits. So you can see here it says updated file name .html with the new layout. So we do have, and if we continue, see there's another commit which was the first commit. So we do have 2 commits. Okay, so what I can do then is but you see the changes I made to this README, the last thing I did has not been they have not been committed yet. So what I can do then is I can prove it to you that what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo the file, changes to the file that have not been committed yet. So I type git space checkout space hyphen hyphen space and then the actual name of the file, which is readme.md. So I've done that, and now if I cut, or you can open up in whatever your favorite text editor is. I'm just going to stay on the command line here. So if I cut it, you see it says instructions go here, which was the first thing we did today. So you see the other thing which I added where I said, and sometimes the copyright is included, is not there. So that is how to use the git checkout. So basically, if you have made changes to a file but haven't committed them yet, now you want to undo those changes, you can use git checkout followed by the file name. So that's what we've just done right now. I did git space checkout space hyphen hyphen space and then the name of the file, which is readme.md. So it got rid of those changes. Okay, now so hope that makes hope that makes sense. So that's how we can use git checkout. So for example, if maybe it was an index.html file, just as example here, you can do the same thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a soft reset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make changes to that same, let's go here, make this slightly smaller, so just so I can have more space to hopefully fit on one line. So I'm going to make some changes to the readme.md file. So again, you see I use the 2 greater than symbols. So what I do is I add, and sometimes the contributors are included. Okay, so I've done that. Then I'm going to add that file, git add readme.md, and I'm going to commit that. So I'm going to commit the changes, and I'll say updated readme.md with contributors. Okay, so it's git space commit space -m space in the double quotes I added updated readme.md with contributors. So you see that has been committed. Now if I type, so now we should have 3 commits. So if I type git log, just to prove to you that there should be 3 commits, you see now it says updated readme with contributors. So this is the first one, and for example, if I keep on going down, you can see another date here, so that's another commit, and there's another one, another commit. You can see the time also changes, so we do have at least 3 commits. There's a reason I want to do that, because now I will show you how to do a soft the soft reset. What the soft reset does is, so basically let's first discuss what git reset does. Git resets remove commits from the history. Excuse me just a second here. Hello, Ed speaking. Oh, it looks like a scammer is calling me all day today. Alright, so where was I? Yeah, so git reset removes all the commits from the history. So it's used to undo commits by resetting a branch to a previous commit. There are different types of resets. For example, we're doing a soft reset right now, which I'm going to do in a second. So what that one will do is it will keep the changes in the working directory. So what that means is that, remember, I made the change, which was, and sometimes the contributors I included. However, this git reset, what it's going to do is it's going to keep the changes in the file itself, but it's going to remove the commit. So I'll prove that to you. I just showed you. So what I'm going to do is I'll type git reset, git space reset space -- soft, all lowercase, then I type head 1. Oops, oh god. The -1. And now if I type git log will show you can view the commit history. So if I do the git log, guess what happened now? You see it's missing. It went back to this one where you see, look at the time, and it says updated file name.html. That means that our last commit has been removed. And just to prove to you, I can go all the way down. You see now there's only 2 commits. Remember before there was 3 commits. So now there's only 2 commits. So that's what that's what the reset or the soft reset does. Now there's also a mixed reset. What the mixed reset does is that it will keep your changes in the working directory, but it unstages them. So what that means is that it's similar to the soft reset, except when they remove the commit, all the resets remove the commit. However, it will unstage it. What that means is that I'll need to do a git add again in order to stage. I hope that makes sense to set it. So, so that's the mixed reset, and you can see the command for the mixed reset is git space reset space head and -1. Okay, so that's how you do it. I'm not going to give an example here because I pretty much explained it, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do a hard reset. I'm going to show you how to do a hard reset. So what a hard reset will do is it will discard all the changes in the working directory and the staging area. So what that means is that it basically does similar to the mixed and the soft, in that obviously it's going to remove the commit, but it's also going to remove the changes, meaning that you need to not just stage it again, but you need to write those changes again. So I'll show you how to do that. So what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do now for the hard reset is I'm going to create yet another change to the README file. Let me actually clear here, command line, and I'll make another change. So as you can see here, I have added copyright space 2025, and I use the two greater than signs in double quotes to the readme.md. Now if I'm just going to cut it out so you can see that we should have 3 lines. Yeah, so we do have 3 lines. The first line says instructions go here, second line says and sometimes the contributors are included, and the third line says copyright 2025. So we have 3 lines. So if you remember, these 3 lines, only the first one was committed and wasn't removed. The second line was committed, but because I used a soft reset, it removed the commit, but it kept the modifications. And this one is new. I've just added this one. Okay, now what we're going to do, as I said, we're going to do. So I'm gonna add this file. So git add readme.md, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit these changes. So I'll type git space commit space -m space, and inside the double quotes I'll say updated readme.md with copyright. Okay, and you can see it has been committed, and I can prove it has been committed because I'll just type git space log, and you can see here it says updated readme.md with copyright. So that's one commit. If I go down, you see that's another commit. You can see because it has a date, and then we have the last commit, which is the first commit. So there's 3 commits. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to do the hard reset. So to do a hard reset, let me clear this. So to do a hard reset, you type git space reset space -- hard, all lowercase, then space head, you have to type it in all caps, head, then the tilde sign, and then 1. So you see now it says the head is now at, and then it gives the hash sign, the hash, the ID for that commit. It says, and tells us it's at updated file name.html with new layout. Okay, so again, I'll just do a git log just to prove it to you. You see, this is the updated file name.html with a new layout. So it's not 3, it's just 1. So I'll prove it to you. Sorry, 2. There's only 2 commits. I said on first commit. Okay, so I'll quit here. To quit is just Q, because I think it uses Vim by default, especially in Unix type system. So now with that said, let's do a simple. Let's cut the file as well, just to prove to you that those changes should be completely gone. So we'll cut readme.md. You see, it says instructions go here. Now you might be wondering, wait a minute, what happened? Why did you also delete the second the second line? The reason we did the second line is because remember, with the soft commit, that got rid of the second line in the commit, so it had no. It was as if it never existed. That commit never existed. Now because I did a reset hard, that second line and the third line were treated as one commit. So that's why when I did the reset hard, it removed those changes. So now you will know, most likely, if you read tutorials, people always tell you to do a reset hard. Always will tell you to reset hard. But now you know that you don't always need to do a hard reset. You may want to do a mixed reset, or you might want to do a soft reset. Most of the time, you probably want to do a soft or a mixed reset. And sometimes, if you haven't actually even done the commit, you can simply just do a checkout. That's it. So most, for my personal needs, when I was learning, I wish I knew about how to do like a soft reset and a a mixed reset. And I do have a chat from, let's see how it says properly, Sandhosh. I hope I said that right. Yes, it's live. Yes, this is live. Okay. Now I'm going to show you, obviously. So we've done the hard reset. We have done so we're going to do another one, which is called a git revert. So what a revert does is revert will revert to a specific commit. So you notice how I do have two commits up here. I have this commit and I have this, which was we have this updated commit. So we have this commit and then we have the we have this commit and then we have this commit. So what I can do is I can revert to the first commit and get rid of this file name .html, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So you see it gave me the commit ID or the hash. It's very long here. So what I'll do is I'll copy that commit. I'll go here, copy that, and then I'll use git revert. So git revert, and then you type in the git the commit hash here, so I know which one I want. So I'll paste that one in there, and then you see it will give me. Let me actually zoom out a little bit so you guys can read that, hopefully. So it says reverts to the first commit. This reverts commit to this one, so that's exactly right. So it's going to delete these two files, one of these files. Remember, license.md was my second commit, so it's going to get rid of that one. So you open up Nano because I'm on the command line. Obviously, if you're using Vim, you do the same thing, or whatever your preferred text editor is. So I'll say, there we go. So that was like a confirmation. So what it did is, you see, deleted some of the changes in the license.md, and then it also removed the changes in the readme.md. So we went back to the first commit. So now, if you look down here, oh my goodness, what happened here? There's only one. It also got rid of that one. So that's why I said the reset hard is very annoying, because you see it also got rid of the readme.md, which I didn't want. I wanted to keep it, but so that's what I'm saying. That's what I said before, is that I wish I had the soft reset and the mixed reset, because that would have helped me. So now you understand why, knowing which one to do, because some people just, oh, just use this, just do a revert. But as I deliberately did this way. Now you understand why. You see, there's only one file left, file name.html. So it got rid of the license.md and the readme.md, and there's no history of them in the commit, so I can't recover them that way as well. So that's why also be careful. I said make sure you pick the right one. So I said in my case, obviously doing a soft reset or a mixed reset would be something I wish I knew when I started learning about Git. And there we go. So there's no readme. You see, there's only one file name.html, so it's going to delete these two files. So there we go. And if we do a git log, you see the git log, it will tell us that it reverted to this one. Now, because this is Git, I can always revert to something else. So not everything is lost. So what I can do is, let's say I want to revert to this one, which has the I don't want to revert to this commit. This is a new commit. I don't want to revert to that one. I can revert, for example, to this one here, because this hasn't been removed as a commit. So I can revert to this one. So let's revert to that one. So I type git revert and paste. And this one will also delete this file name, so I clearly do not want that one. So I'm going to, let's see if I can go to this one. Yeah, let's see if I can git revert to that one. Nothing. There we go. Okay, so let's finish this up. Ooh, I forgot to upload the I forgot to upload the screenshots. Well, after the video, I will upload them here. But basically, it's the same thing I've shown you here live. And this is obviously the live stream. So if I click this, let's finish this. There we go. So you can hear it's live. Okay, so I do have additional resources for programming tutorials, tips and tricks. Feel free to explore my other resources. I have programming books on Amazon. The links are also in the description. You search, or you can search for Ojambo. I have online programming courses. They're on ojamboshop.com. The links are also in the description. And I also offer one-on-one programming tutorials. If you need personalized help, you can schedule a one-on-one programming tutorial with me at ojambo.com/contact. Or if you need help, Git installation and repository migration, or even just with Git, I can install and migrate your repositories. You can contact me at ojamboservices.com/contact. So the conclusion is that undoing changes in Git is a powerful skill that every developer should master, whether you need to discard uncommitted changes, remove a commit from history, or create a new commit to revert changes. This Git commands will help you manage your code base effectively. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need additional assistance with Git or other programming topics. Happy. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. And right now in the live stream, it looks like Joker Gaming has also created a comment. Thanks for that, guys. Sure, Joker. Okay. I saw your videos. How are you persisting in coding for 15 years? Well, that's because I'm a freelance programmer, so I need to. I've kept it up. I just, for example, most of it was PHP programming and database, usually MySQL. So I became, I guess, an expert in that. That's all I did. And also, before I was actually a chemist before I became a freelance programmer. So in my free time, I always just try to tick around, fix things, some scripting, even something as simple as, say, Microsoft Excel when I used to use Windows. So that's all I did. It's just something I did, and then picked it up, and then, for example, how I got, I think a better question would be like, how did I get into programming, like, say, like PHP, Python, and all that. So when I left my chemistry job, when I was applying for jobs, most of the jobs were on websites. You had to upload your resume, and I noticed that there was always bugs. And I said, hey, I could fix that. So I learned and I fixed it. And I've been doing that for the past 15 years now. What site is the best to get data to train AI? That one will probably be Hugging Face. Hugging Face, the people who I'm not just talking about the models. I'm saying that there are people who also upload their data sets, so you can go and get the data sets there. There are a few also on GitHub, but those are hard to find. It's always better just to Hugging Face has a search where you can find them. For example, the tutorial, I think just a few days ago, the one I did about training Tiny GTP. I got the inspiration from actually Hugging Face, but of course I use my own data. But you can get your own data from there. Or you can create your own data, sorry. Or if you want somebody's data, you can get it there. Just be sure you read the license, because the licenses sometimes might. That's why I prefer to use my own data, because the license might restrict you on what you can and cannot do. So that's why I always stick to just using open source with less restrictions. Okay, thanks, Santosh. I hope I said their name correctly. Okay, and also be sure to subscribe if you like this content, and I will, obviously, they'll appreciate that. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end this live stream, and see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Okay, just a second.